And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Christmas edition of LoreForged. This is episode 69. And we are your hosts.
Nice.
My name is Chips. And
I have so many jokes.
I thought that was like the law or something. Isn't that the law? Don't you have to say nice after that?
I think it's the standard, yeah. At least among men.
Children. We're
Yeah.
40-year-old children.
Yeah, pretty much. Sonny's here.
Hi. It's almost Christmas, and I got coal today.
We just got some
So-
coal, yeah.
Yep.
And
Coal.
Cash is
Sweet.
and Cash is here.
I am here. Friends, there's something happening on the streets of Southern California. Every single drive home this week has been an hour and a half. I live
And how many miles away do you live?
24 miles door to door in an hour and a half.
Yeah.
It has been absolutely brutal.
Yeah, that's dumb.
No bueno.
Yeah.
No bueno.
No, because I've missed
How many
all the
lanes of
testing.
traffic do you have there? How many lanes in a row?
6
lanes.
6 lanes.
So you crammed 6 lanes full of traffic.
Yes, and here's the thing. So I work, as you guys know, I work for the fire department, but I'm in an administrative position right now, and I work at a civic center. It's a very nice civic center, right? It is always an indicator that it's going to be an hour plus when I pull out of the civic center parking lot and am immediately stopped in traffic.
Oh.
And it's all the way to the freeway, and it's all the way home. It's just like I can't sustain this. If you have done this for 20, 30 years working in business, then my undying respect is given to you, because I can't do this for much longer.
I did that for a year in Minneapolis in a car with no air conditioning. I
Oh.
would drive from Eagan, Minnesota to the east side of Minneapolis, and I'd have to drive by the airport. So I'd drive by the airport, stuck in traffic every single day for a half hour, dead stopped in front of the airport. 100 degrees, car with no air conditioning. It was like an old car that I had. It was in kilometers. Like I got it from Canada. And it was absolutely miserable. I feel like there is years that I could have lived on the end of my life that I will never know about because of that time in front of that airport. It was terrible. So I can commiserate just a little bit, but thankfully,
Yeah.
like time heals those wounds, and I've sort of suppressed many of those memories. So I will never go back to that. No, thank you.
I can't suppress it. It's emblazoned upon my mind right now. So there is that. Oh, here's my wife calling me right now about my Santa suit.
Answer it live on the show. Answer it live.
Let's answer it
let's
live
answer
on
it
the
live.
show.
There's no security risk
Take
here.
it to Cash's wife.
Molly, what's your
Hi,
social security
Molly.
number?
Don't cuss, because you are live on our podcast right now. How are you, sweetheart?
Well, I want to say bad words.
There's laughter. Yeah.
Okay.
Hi,
Do
Molly.
you need me to tell you where they're at?
No, I'm already wearing the hottest Santa suit that we have in this house.
Where'd you find it? In my room?
Temperature-wise. Not the other hot
Well, yours is in
Santa.
the craft room, hanging on that roll around thing.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Hi, Molly.
They all say Merry Christmas to you. I love you. I'm going to let you go. Have a wonderful evening at work, and I'll see you in about an hour.
Okay, I'm going to send you something, so look at it and tell
Okay.
me what you want.
Oh,
Okay. Love you. Bye.
spicy.
Bring me dinner.
No, can't do that.
She's like, nope. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. There's a little glimpse into the life of Cash. My wife's wonderful.
It's nice.
Well, gentlemen, so to everyone here, so we had an original plan. We had a plan. Happy hour.
Oh,
right?
yes. Okay.
And we're going to do this thing. However, we have breaking news as of 3 hours ago.
But first,
Take us there.
we're going to do a sketch. You ready for this?
I'm
Some
ready.
people call it a skit. I'm not sure if sketch or skit is
Both
the appropriate
apply.
term.
Yeah.
I will be playing the role of Dave,
All right.
the server manager for Intrepid. You two will be playing the role
Oh
of
boy.
Craig and Earl. I will let
Who's
you
Earl?
talk amongst yourselves of who wants to be Craig, who wants to be Earl.
I'm from Indiana. I want to be Earl.
Okay, you're Earl, and Cash, you'll be Craig.
I guess I'm Craig.
And I'm. What was my name again? Dave? Am I Dave?
You're Dave.
Dave.
Okay.
Okay.
This is your effing sketch, bro.
Yeah.
Yep. And we are. Well, I didn't have a lot of time to workshop this. All right.
Okay. All right.
So we are coming back from lunch, and
Yeah.
we have a 1:00 meeting today.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
And you guys are developers for Intrepid that are part of the launch team for Alpha to Phase 2. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm on the team. All right. Ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
What was my name
Okay.
again?
Craig.
You're Craig.
Wait.
And you're Earl, and I'm Dave.
Cash, are you doing redneck voice or no?
Don't worry about it.
Oh, I gotta prepare. Okay. All right. We're ready.
Can't be asking questions like this, right? Ready?
I'm ready.
Hi, I guess I'll just go ahead and kick off the 1:00 meeting here today. I was over at Chili's, and they got that $5 margarita deal there, and you know how much I love that. So I was just sitting there, with a napkin and some margarita glasses, just kind of rolling around the table, and I think I got a banger here, guys.
Okay.
Are you ready for a banger?
Yeah.
Okay. Craig, I can tell you're excited. Here it comes. Are you ready for this? I'm just going to put it out there. All right, ready? One server.
What? What's
Let me do it again. Okay, let me do it again.
okay.
Ready?
Okay.
One server.
What do you mean one server? What?
Do I got to do it one more time, or did you get it?
Maybe one more time. Like, is that like
Earl, you got a question, Earl? Like, are you getting it?
I have a,
It's not a
my hand-
question.
my
It's
hand's
more
up.
like a concern.
Okay, go ahead with your concerns.
As everybody knows, okay, Craig from Human Resources. Okay, this
Yep,
is my
Craig,
seat
yep,
over in
we've
this
worked with you
area.
for 10 years, Craig. It's okay.
I normally don't talk too much during these town hall meetings, but I do want to tell all of y'all that if after whatever it is, this disaster that you think you're going to put out tomorrow with this one server thing, if anybody needs critical incident stress debriefing, they can come to my office. I have an open door policy.
Thank you, Earl.
I'm Earl.
Craig. Oh, sorry. No, you're
We've
Craig.
been working for 10 years together. Okay. No, I'm Earl.
Okay, Earl. Earl, clearly Craig is more concerned about the HR aspects of these things, but I feel like you and I have worked together before, and you're not getting my vision here. Like,
Okay.
just think about it. One server.
For the entirety of our community.
Yep, just the one.
Just the one. We're not.
Just the one server.
We're scratching the other ones.
Yeah, we don't need the other servers.
don't need
We
those.
got that
What-
technology, man. We
got-
got that, like, the server meshing technology.
Well, what about
Remember when Frank came in and he was like, "We can do this now. See, one server, and like it does this now."
Okay.
So,
And
One
the,
server.
and the lag's taken care of.
I mean, I don't know. Like,
The NPCs
I-
they're not
I-
disappearing anymore.
well, I mean, like, it might, but like,
Wait,
think
hang on.
about the bet.
Hang on. Everyone's going to spawn in one spot.
Yeah, we only got the one spot still.
One
Yeah.
spot. Everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
like,
oh yeah.
So like, what about those streamers that have like 40 guilds? One spot.
Oh, like the pirates guys?
One spot.
I mean,
We're doing one spot.
yeah, I mean, they'll probably be like a line or something like that, but they'll all get in there. And we've got a lot of those rusty swords lying around, so like they spawn really fast. People will be able to pick up a lot of rusty swords. Craig, you look a little concerned. Craig, what's going on down there?
You look like a word that starts.
Well, I am going to say, I'm going to throw it out there. I mean, I'm not a game developer. I'm Craig from Human Resources. Okay, Lionhold's going to be a shit show.
We met you, Craig. Thanks.
As,
full.
So I'm thinking about all of these plans that all of these players had already made, And then I'm thinking of on phase 2 launch eve, you know, because it's close to Christmas Eve, so it's kind of fresh on the brain. All these plans change, and all of a sudden we're going to mash everybody together. So my question for both of yous, for all of yous at this table, has anybody ever had your balls caught in a bear trap?
No,
Yes,
Craig.
frequently.
Okay. I am Craig from HR, and I'm an avid hunter. I get out there and I get the things going. And when I kill myself an animal on harvest day, I always teabag them. And this one time, I got my balls caught in a bear trap. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen come tomorrow. And again, Lionhold's going to be a shit show.
Okay. You know, maybe I'm just not like. First of all, I'm highly concerned about your
Testicles.
techniques of hunting as you
The term is testicles.
presumably just kneeled over like a live bear trap. So, like that aside, I'm not real sure I'm getting the metaphor here. See, we're just gonna have one server. So, Craig, I know that maybe you're a bad example. I don't know how many friends you have, but like Earl, you've got friends. Earl, I know you've got friends. Haven't you always wanted to play with like
I have one.
all of your friends all at once?
Yeah, I have one.
Is it Earl? Is it Craig?
It's Craig.
It's Craig?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, haven't you always wanted to play with Craig?
Yeah.
One server solves it.
But
Solves that problem.
what if we can't log in because there's like 40,000 people in a queue?
I mean,
can't
like,
play with my friend
that's
then.
the beauty part about
I only want
queues,
to
though.
play with my one friend. But I can't play with my one friend
like,
if I'm sitting in
you're
line for 40,000 people.
If you're 40,000th in line and Craig is 40,001,
Yeah.
they'll be right next to each other when you guys get in. That's the beauty part about queues, is that they just keep letting people in.
But what if my client crashes while I'm waiting? And I can't play with my one friend. I only have that one friend.
Man, like we're
We're one server, I only have one friend.
Have you seen the artwork in our launcher? Like I could stare at it all day. I really could.
Have a little faith. Have a little faith. We've been at this for several years. We know what we're doing.
Remember Frank's
This is
presentation?
This is a testing environment. This isn't launch. So those people are going to have to get used to it. Whether they like it or not, they're here to test. So we need large populations on the server so people can test this thing out, so we can see if our systems are working correctly. We can teleport people out of Lionhold, for Christ's sake. So we get the data that we need. They'll adapt. They're alpha testers. They're professionals. Everything's going to be fine. And again, if anybody at this table needs critical incident stress debriefing after the launch of phase 2 tomorrow, I have an open door policy.
Man. Craig's on board, Earl. Craig's on board. Earl, I feel like you're not
And-
being a team player.
And scene.
Ta-da!
Gentlemen,
How hot. That is hot work.
Guys,
let's talk about this.
we have one server we're launching into tomorrow. And
server.
daggnabbit. Wow. I mean, we got some stuff to talk about, clearly, on this.
Servers. Will Maximus 10 minutes later. The servers are on fire, Earl.
The servers are on
This is fine.
fire.
This is fine.
Look,
Okay, so Jibs, yeah, you go, and then Sonny goes.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
I don't wanna.
I don't want to.
I'll go. Hell.
Let me get on my calculator to
Cool.
calculate how many pirates guilds we're going to be competing with tomorrow. See, this number, this puts 2 zeros at the same time.
Gonna
We're just
add
going to
more
hit that
2
a
zeros.
couple.
There you
hit
go.
that a couple times
there
there.
you go. Yeah, we got
That's how
it
many
now.
pirate guilds we're going to be dealing with right there.
We had a plan.
Yeah, we did. We had a plan.
Well,
Go ahead, Cash.
Giving up basketball
Take it
tickets to
away.
my Hawkeyes for this plan.
I'll just go. I'll take it first, and we'll see.
All right, you go
we'll see
first,
where,
Cash. You
where
go
you
first.
guys land.
I feel like
So-
you got an ounce of positivity in here, and I want to hear it.
Well, here's the thing. It's the old adage that we've talked about on the show about Mike Tyson saying everybody has a plan until you get punched in the face. I don't necessarily see this as a punch in the face. I see this as an opportunity for us to be flexible and an opportunity for us just to roll with it. Like this is, Craig was right. This is alpha testing. We're going to have to roll with the punches, and this is one of the punches. So we had plans, and our plans are, going to get stomped on. I wouldn't even say stomped on. Our plans are going to be skewed by a huge population of people coming in. Good. So what? Let's deal with it. Let's roll with it. They need to get the work done that they need the data that they need. They wouldn't be doing it just to screw us up. The lead designers or even Craig from HR did not show up to work this morning and say, I have a great idea. Let's ruin everybody's weekend. That's not the plan. Okay. I'm telling you right now, this is something that they need data on, and they already said that they'll roll other servers if they need to. Is that a little inconvenient? Yeah, it is. This is not a completed game. This is a testing phase. We need to roll with these things. We need to be flexible, and we need to be understanding of them getting the data that they want to get. Otherwise, it pushes launch back. Does anybody want launch pushback? Put your hand up if you do. Put your hand up. I'm going to kick you in the nuts so hard. I don't see anybody with their hands up over an extended period until launch. So you know what? Let's roll with the punches. We're all going to be on one server. Everybody's going to get stomped by pirates. Good. Not a big deal.
Okay, I'm going to take your positivity and I'm going to embrace it, because I think that the thing that we said a lot prior to phase one was that this is a testing environment and that we are not here to play the game. We are here to test the game. And sometimes testing the game is playing the game, and sometimes it's not. And this is one of those things where it's probably not. Okay. Like it's just not going to be as much fun for us. Now it might be a hell of a lot of fun for massive organizations, and people like that have that kind of cachet, but we simply don't, right? Like we embrace that. We are who we are, and we are a niche sort of outlying type of thing. And the people that are with us love what we do, and we love playing with them. But there's not a ton of us, right? And we made a big deal about saying, like, look, your job in this thing is to test this game during the alpha phase one. We didn't say only during phase one, but once phase two comes, you play the game and it should be a finished product. Like, no, we never said that, and nor would we say that. But here today, it feels like that's what we're doing, right? We're saying like, no, I want to play the game the way that I want to play the game, which is to like have my server and have my plans to go to my node and run for mayor and do all this stuff. And they throw a loop on there to us. They throw us for a loop and say like, no, we're doing one server because what we really want to do is we want to hammer this SOB and see what happens right here. That's what we want to do. We got to roll with this. And as much as it sucks to have plans and to want to play the game, the fact is that we are still testing. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed from phase one. Nothing has changed from the podcasts that we did before phase one. We are still in it to test. It's gonna be rough. I think that like we've spent an awful lot of time like cultivating a guild and cultivating a good environment within that guild. And those people have plans, and we make plans and all of this stuff. And unfortunately, that's a casualty of this kind of stuff. So I don't know, JB. That's about as positive as I can be as I see the big boot winding up, coming to my nuts.
I mean, it's laser focused. No matter where I move, left or right, it's
right. It is on a gimbal. It's on a gimbal. It's ready to go.
That's exactly right. That's about how it feels. Truthfully, like, you know, it's like I'm just standing there, my legs are spread, and I'm just like, hit me, you know, like,
This guy
right here.
Kick me in the ding ding.
That sums it up as far as feeling. Yeah, I think the thing it comes back to is that we've been in a certain kind of testing phase. Within phase one, like there was the various servers, and I think that became the norm for a lot of people. I think coincidentally, people didn't intend on it becoming like a type of norm during testing. And I think that people probably, safe to assume, felt that there would be, if anything, servers added, instead of basically one mega server. And I will say it does make sense, especially after the last 3 days. We've been, I've been in there with Black Talon during the last 3 days of stress testing, and excuse me. Yeah, it's all been from one server, The best recommendation I can give to anyone listening, anyone who's here right now, is to log in, have a name in mind, have, rough estimates of how you want them to look. Go with full sprint and all of your might to that person that you pick up the quest from that starts the crafting thing. You get your mount, and then get the heck out of Lionhold, because I don't see any way that that's not a nightmare. One spawn location for everybody. Like, I don't see a place where and I hope I'm wrong. Okay. I love this dev team. I believe in them. I trust them, but I'm just like, oh, that looks like a boot coming for my nuts right now, and I don't want it. But we'll see. I mean, at the end of the day, it is testing. We will roll with the punches, and we'll go from there. But boy, oh boy, did this just spice up the evening, boys.
It did, and there's definitely a lot of banter going on their Discord right now, because there's a lot of plans that were quashed. But I'm really choosing to look at this like, you know what? If I was a game developer and I was really skilled at making games and I knew exactly what I was doing, I would be the one making a game. I am not. I am on the consumer side of that. So I choose to put my trust into Intrepid and deal with the things that they give us during this testing phase, because they're doing it for a reason. Again, nobody showed up to work and said, let's screw over the entire population of all of our testers. That did not happen. They have stratics they need. They have information that they need. And that is what's going on here. It is all going to smooth out. Launches are never good. In a testing environment, you have to expect ups and downs and things like this. And no, I'm not some professional tester. I'm just some idiot who wants to play the game. And I think a lot of the angst comes from the fact that the game is so fun to play in this stage that people are forgetting that it's a test, including us. Like, initially we were like, what? No. But at the same time, like, you got to come back to your base and just go, okay, we're testing a game. It just seems like a launch of something. Imagine the regular launch, how that's going to be.
Okay.
It's going to be crazy.
But devil's advocate, we found out the night before. And this is a big bomb. No matter how you look at it, it's kind of a bomb to your test.
Let me ask you this, though, JB. Like, what if you would have been told this a week ago?
I would be able to process, Sonny.
I'd have a week of alcohol to deal with it.
Let me be very clear. Like, look, we'll roll with it.
That's a lot of time, right? To find cocaine.
That's a lot of white powder. A lot of white powder. But no, like, let me be clear. Like, yeah, I'm with both of these guys. Okay. And we'll be fine. We'll roll with it. It'll be whatever. We'll do our thing and life will go on. But I'm just like, reading this back, I didn't even register when I first read it, like that Vera and was going to be the one, and then Lyneth on standby. In my head, I took that as 2 servers, so we're like, we're good to go with 2. Cash, you good?
No, I was mimicking you reading it. Like, what?
Oh, that's me.
Sorry.
Yeah. And so I'm And now, and then it was, you know, kind of going back in staff chat about stuff. And I was like, wait a minute. Then Sonny, you're texting, there's only one server. I said, what do you mean there's only one? There's 2 servers. It's fine. No, there's one. Unos. Now, Nix did say in the Discord, like, and I was trying to find it earlier. I can't find it. I wanted to quote it specifically, but basically he said in a roundabout way, like, hey, look, they can spin up more servers when they need to. So there's that.
I think what's going to happen is this. This is okay. Sorry, you're still going.
No, I'm done.
No,
I'm done. I'm done. Go ahead.
The pauses between the butts are getting longer.
But
this is my prediction on the thing. They fire it up. We do one. Everything bursts into flames. There's 10,000 people crammed into that little room where you start. Everyone's game client crashes, and then they start spinning up other servers, and then we scramble and figure out where we're going to go. This is my prediction. Like, and I don't think that that's an unreasonable prediction either. All right. Like, we tried to run 14 caravans with 50 guards, right? 14 caravans, 50 guards.
Didn't work.
And what happened? How many times did computers crash?
A lot.
A lot. The answer is a lot. People whose computers don't crashed dozens of times. And that was 14 caravans and 50 guards in a row. We're talking about cramming thousands of people into this room. Okay. All of them, all at once. I can't as a logical human being think that this is going to work. So I'm trying to be fair to Intrepid that they want to test this, and I think they're going to get the data. I do. I just don't think they're going to get the data they would like to see, which would be a successful situation. Maybe they don't even want that. Maybe they just want like a complete, like, flaming Hindenburg. I don't know.
Dude, I was going to say, so you all know that Intrepid's like an hour from my house. So what you're telling me is I should look to the southeast for the large plume of smoke that is their decks of servers.
The initial response will be a bright flash. You're going to want to watch out for that, but don't think that it's over, because in time the shockwave will hit you. So you're going to want to get to cover.
No, I fully expect that they're going to get the data that they need, and they're going to spin up more servers. And it is what it is, folks. Like, let's roll with it. Let's be supportive of these devs to let them get the data that they need. And you know what? If you sit in a queue, then we sit in a queue. Sit in Discord with your friends, shoot the crap, have fun. And then later on, when you get in the game, get your stuff, get out of line hold, and play as long as you can possibly play before stuff crashes.
Should I stream it? Should I stream this? Oh my goodness.
Taylor Luna says just go there. Start the fire report now.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I end up investigating that one, Sonny, I know what the cause is.
Yeah. Like, look, they can get the feedback all they want. They can, but there's no way around this. Line hold at that login point is going to be like the Star Wars quote. It's like everyone's client is the Star Wars quote. What does he say? Like 10 million voices.
Was suddenly silenced.
Yeah, screamed in terror, were suddenly silenced. That's everyone's client when they log in. Like, this is going to be, look, we support the devs. They're going to get the feedback, but hey, that's what it's going to be. Like, there's
Cash is going to be like Tom Cruise in Minority Report showing up to the scene of the crime before it happens.
I'll just be waiting outside with a water can extinguisher.
Oh, all right.
Please, God, take that picture. I'm standing inside Intrepid with a CO2
super soaker.
Just getting prepared for launch.
Maybe a CO2 extinguisher will be a little bit better so they can save the rest of their servers rather than splashing.
Oh, man. Wow.
Intrepid, if you're watching, they're not. If you're watching, we love you guys. We support it. We get what you're doing.
We do. We're just having an awful lot of fun with this. Our poor happy hour. We had a whole show dedicated to them. Should we answer some happy hour questions?
Absolutely. Let's move into it. So for those folks who are tuning in, we do have a Patreon, and we have our patron supporters over there. And every now and then we try to do it once a month. We really do, as long as scheduling allows. We do a happy hour episode. Now, these episodes are 100% made by our patrons. So they submit their questions and we talk about them right here on the show. And the first one we have up, Cash, I'm going to you first with this. This is from Raindown. And the topic is, what is the biggest game impacting change, servers, you think will happen between what we see now and the final release? Bonus points for not selecting obvious issues like missing economy.
So I can kind of take this in two directions. I'm going to choose to take it from the direction of what's going to impact players. What's a huge impacting change to players as opposed to the game overall. I personally think the biggest impacting change is going to be augments, because it is going to drastically change everybody's playstyle. A lot of people are going to be messing around with a lot of different specs. They're going to be figuring out what they want to play at launch. They're going to be trying different classes, different combinations, and seeing what more than flavor really does mean. You know, is it going to be, if I'm a ranger cleric or a cleric ranger, is it actually going to be like healing arrows? Or is it going to be some golden sparklies coming off of my arrows when I shoot them that don't do much? So for me, augments.
I think that it's going to be that secondary system that I'm excited. I'm excited for that. I think that'll be the biggest change, is that we spent so much time before the show started. And the augments thing is kind of this as well at the same time. Like the augments is more like weaponry and stuff like that. But the secondary system where you had that, is this an 8-class game or is this a 64-class game? And I want to see that. I don't think we've seen anything to do with that right now. And that is a big deal for me, because that is one of the things that this game was really, really sold on. Now, the economy one is obviously like my low-hanging fruit. Like, I just want to say economy, right? Because that is very important. I want to see whether or not we get an import-export system in here. I want to see whether or not items are more rare in one place than another place, and whether or not that creates like transport situations for profit. But really, like, one of the questions that just is looming is a rogue a thing? Is a rogue mage like actually different, or are they all just rogues? You know, that's the kind of thing that I want to see. By the way, all hell is breaking loose.
We just had 30 donated subs
in our Twitch here.
Oh my God.
We normally don't stop like a show and talk about this stuff, but it is Christmas. And so I think it is fair to say that we wish a very Merry Christmas to all of our people here. Yeah. And I want to personally thank Weevil, Will, Maximus, and Night Possum for
my goodness.
Some gifted subs, which are always our favorite. But
you guys are absolutely amazing.
This is nuts.
Much love to all of you. And Planadorf, you're here and you missed our discussion.
Yes, you missed our sketch. We had a sketch.
We had a whole server thing.
A 15-minute sketch that like Second City ain't got nothing on us. We are ready for our auditions on SNL. I think we got a chance this year, guys.
Yep. We need to put
that in as a trio. First trio ever.
Can you send the VHS tape to him? Maybe we can.
I got it on Betamax over here.
Nice.
Oh my God. Every millennial just went, what?
Yeah, nobody knows what a Betamax is.
You guys are dumb.
People in the 90s didn't even know what a Betamax was, and that's why you don't see Betamax anymore.
Okay. Biggest game impacting change you think will happen between what we see now and final release? I'm going with caravans, just to be different from what you guys have chosen. I think caravans. Sonny, I'm going to. I know, right? Listen here, crypto.
Whoa! Shots fired.
Hey, don't worry about it, dude. I'm invested in crypto full on, so I get it.
What?
I got 113 shares in Dogecoin and waiting for that to pop off.
Do you have any idea how perfect a statement it is to tell your wife, honey, I've decided to get into virtual horse racing for cryptocurrency?
Dude, these are the things that pop into my head when I'm driving in an hour and a half of Christmas traffic coming home. I wonder how I'm going to slow cook that barbacoa. I wonder if Sonny told his wife about his new horse racing hobby online for cryptocurrency. That one came up. So I'm going to ask you live on the show. Sonny, does Kelly know about your new addiction to horse racing with cryptocurrency?
And this would be something that I'm surprised you don't know, because people that know me pretty well know this. I always tell on myself. It is so much easier. So much easier. I haven't done anything secretly in 25 years. It's just so much easier.
You got a
If I've done something that I think is questionable, she is going to know within 35 seconds.
That is called that's actually a strategy, folks. That is called a preemptive strike.
Oh, yeah.
And we use that on our bosses, and it works very, very well.
It's true.
Yep.
So to go back to my answer, I'm going to say caravans. I think you're going to see changes to those, and I'm going to presume, I'm going to throw this out there, way out of left field. It's going to look wildly different as far as rates by the time the game launches. The rates that you get your returns on from your traveling, Sunny Ravencourt.
You think they're going to change the caravan system a lot? I mean, honestly, like I would have put that in the category of things I don't think they're going to change.
I'm going to throw it out there that the rates and how all, like what that's going to look like will change dramatically. And keep in mind, I'm picking something else because honestly, my answer was the augments. All right. So preface. All right. That said,
You can agree with him. You don't.
I don't want to agree
pick
with him.
something randomly.
You know, fun fact, we were in a group today. We were grinding and someone in chat, no one picked it up. No one picked up what I said, but they picked up a new item. It was called useless trash in Vera. And so everyone's fighting. We're doing all the polls and everything. And I'm like, I didn't know they put cash in the game.
Wow.
You know, I looked forward
Not
to
even
the
just
show
like, not even regular trash.
Useless.
all day long.
Useless trash.
I looked forward to this. I looked forward to this moment where I got to come and hang out with my friends and talk about something that I love. And then I got kicked in the nuts.
Is that why you wore that outfit to work?
I did not wear this outfit to work. This is a temporary cover because as of my current moment, I am boiling.
Yeah. I had to open a window after our sketch. There's a window to 10-degree Iowa out here.
And if okay, so here's the other thing. Here's the other, just super quick. We are having a heat wave in Southern California. It was literally like in the low 80s today. It's December. So I put this getup on, and then I have one of these little freaking heat blankets on top of me. Look at him. He's like, I know I'm hot.
It's so hot right now.
He's sitting on my lap. I'm like dying right now. So anyway.
All right. Let's do the next one.
Take us
Ruben.
in. Cash,
You ready?
take us to Ruben.
Are you for scuba, Luben? I am for scuba. Okay, here we go. How vital will the introduction of story arcs or quests be for the long-term health of this testing phase? Sonny, we'll go to you first.
Not vital. I don't think that the introduction of story arcs and quests is what they are looking for right now. I think that, honest to God, those are like the last things I'd put in a game. I really do. Like, I think that despite the fact that we are LoreForged and we dig that stuff and we would love to see it, the question is for the long-term health of the testing phase. And I just can't rationally say that that is important to the long-term health of the testing phase. I just don't think it is. Like, I think that that's stuff that is crucial to the launch of the game and to the overall, enjoyment of this game. But like, not for the testing. Like, I just don't think it's that important. I think that systems and mechanics and balance and economy and all that other stuff, all those things where you're moving around stuff and changing code and everything like that is way, way, way more important than the questing system. That's just my opinion on that.
I'm kind of blown away. I don't think you're going to be so wrong. Jibs?
You know what? Let me show you what the perfect example of LoreForged is, Sonny. It's incredibly vital.
Go on.
Get off the show. That's all I got to say about it. No,
That's it.
no. Okay.
Single rebuttal.
All right. No, look, I do think it is vital, truthfully, because from and now I will say this, it may not be the most immediately vital thing. Okay. Preface that. But I do think it is vital to a certain degree, mainly because I want to know that those narratives are piecing together appropriately. Are the story layers, are the story beats starting to, are they jucking and jiving? Or is it building well? Like, what's that look like? Those are things that I think do need to be tested, because story does set a premise, but also it can set a mood in the world that you're in. And, you could look at Vera one way, and just because of a story dialogue, you may have a whole different situation or a whole different vibe and belief on and feel for your gameplay that you're currently experiencing. So I do think it's vital, but I don't think it's because of the way Ashes of Creation is built. I don't think it is. It's not as important currently as some of the other things that they've been testing. For instance, server meshing, right? We talked servers earlier, like server meshing, making sure that works. The caravan system, the node system that the game is really pretty much based around. So I think that those probably currently take the lead over story, but I do think it is vital.
Well, we're going to test the hell out of server meshing tomorrow. I'll tell you that much.
It's going to be like AOL dial-up getting in there and out of there.
So for myself, I see both your points. I don't think a thing that Sonny said was wrong about what should be focused on in early testing phases. And yeah, dude, I agree. Like mechanics and economy and all of the real true things that are going to hold the game together need to be very much focused upon right now. At the same time, I agree with Jibs as well, because here's my concern. My concern is once people hit level cap, name one thing once people hit level cap that they can do in the game. Low-hanging fruit, whatever you choose. Okay, PvP. That's a big one. Jibs?
Fishing.
Okay, fishing. So artisanship, right? PvP, artisanship. Okay. What is the biggest thing that people engaged in once they hit 25 in the last phase?
Oh, PvP. They threw everything to the wind. They didn't care about anything.
PvP. What we saw. Don't put Jibs on Family Feud. Keeper sub who talked for the first time in our chat.
First time chat with a winner.
Yeah,
with a banger.
Just a absolute cannon for a first time chat there.
Combo.
Thank
so
you
good.
So much for that, because that was so spot on. Okay.
And we'll pin that for the rest of the show.
Okay. So when everybody hits 25, and we saw it happen in phase one, once 25 was reached, everybody got frosty. And all of a sudden your grind spots were filled with people just wanting to train mobs into you and screw with you, and EPH coming in and freaking, wagging their thing all over everybody and doing the thing. And that's when the drama started, right?
Oh, yeah.
When it's just like, okay, what's the saying? Idle hands, something about the devil.
Idle hands of the devil's workshop. There you go.
Bam. Thank you very much. Idle hands of the devil's workshop. So, I would really like to see some story arc stuff start to come into it, even though I think a lot of those folks would still ignore it unless there are some crazy rewards or good rewards for going through those things. But once people get done with their grind, which has been a lot of freaking fun, at least for me personally, I've really enjoyed the grind part, because we get to hang with our friends and just get out in the world and grind together. It's been great. But once people hit level cap and they have their gear, there is nothing left to do in the game other than fight. And they're going to do it. So if there's an additional layer out there, not that I don't have any problem with people getting the level cap and peeing on everything. It is what it is. That's what this game is.
Let me challenge you on this though. I want to challenge you on this, because like when you hit level cap in a lot of games, like there's no more like questing and storyline, right? Like there is dungeons but you've run those dungeons so many times that you know it. The only time you ever slow down is if somebody new joins you that hasn't seen it. You're not interested in that because you've seen Bob's plight 10 times already. You're gonna go through it. So like what element of RP and story and stuff like that happens at the end game like that?
I mean, a lot of people could care less about the RP and story elements. So their gameplay is going to be caravans. I mean, in this game, caravans is a loop. So yeah, they're definitely going to want, people are going to want to make money. They're going to want to get money any way that they can. So hitting caravans, I think, is going to be a huge part of it. Open world PvP, running a lot of the boss mobs. I think that's going to be a big part of it. But at the same time, once you take down a few bosses, but I mean that's the game. It's a lot of the game. Is the journey of the game is just playing it and getting your character to those points, and then after that, in a sandboxy game, you make your own content.
Yes,
and that's exactly what EPH did. EPH created content for us, and I'll say it again. From my perspective, did some of the things that they did suck? Yeah, killing people in Ember Spring, that sucks, but it made content for all of us, and that's what you do at 25. So again, my whole thing is to see story arcs come in is going to allow us to test that portion of the game, see the different aspects of the game. Finally, for people like us, learn more about the story and add an additional layer that will at least extend people away from being capped and wanting to do nothing but PvP.
All right. We got another one here live from Happy Hour. This is from Alec.
Is it Alec?
And it says, is it? I don't know. There's an E. It's an AEL.
That's
Alec. Is it Alec?
Yeah, the A and the E makes the A sound.
I said A.
Welcome.
The hard A.
Yeah.
It's the hard A.
It's a schwa.
Hard A.
Is that a schwa?
It's like 5 letters. I can't even do it. 5 letters. Okay.
I'll put you on Jeopardy.
It's Family Feud.
Oh.
Talk about some of the RP you guys are planning for your characters.
Ooh.
Okay. Talk to me about some of the RP you're planning for your character, JB.
I look at you with bated breath, waiting to hear your response.
Like, please go.
For me, okay, so I think in the long and short of it, my guy is going to start out in leading the Warborn as he is the PvP branch. That's what I do. For those of you who are new here, that's what I do at the old guild. And so he's going to start out honorable. Yeah, right. Hi. And I think he's going to start delving into dark sorcery with summoners, and he's going to take a little bit of a change. So, because I do intend to main a summoner. I think that's pretty much the more and more I play Ashes, the more and more that's really where I'm leaning and want to be. I really want to be a necromancer.
How can you say that? You haven't tried the summoner yet.
I know what I like, Sonny.
Well, you liked cleric a day ago.
The group needed a cleric, and we kept dying. What do you want me to do? As a guild leader, if I'm going to lead, then lead by example. Cash, maybe.
Lead by example. Yeah, your entire legion is going to be switching characters every week.
Hey, you know what? Once you realize that ranger is useless, then you can speak to me.
My point is, you've never played a summoner. What if you don't like it? What if you don't like that summoner?
You catch that ESO line there, Cash? Anyway,
I did.
Okay, good. Summoner. Honestly, that's the class I really want to play, mainly because I want to be, and I really want to be a necromancer. And the way you get there is summoner cleric, and that's what I want. I loved it in ESO, and I'm having a great time with my mage. So if the summoner doesn't work out, it's definitely probably going to be mage. Truthfully. However, definitely probably asterisk, underline, embolden, italicize. But I will say this. Yeah, we needed a cleric. We kept dying repeatedly. And then Chappie, yeah, you're here. I made a cleric, and then I proceeded to be. You ever seen that meme where the gamer is wearing the headphones and he's like dripping with sweat and he's like shaking, like, and he's just full in whatever he's doing. That was me trying to keep Chaffee up as a cleric for the next 45 minutes. But it was a good time. It was fun.
Oh, so we've identified what your class shouldn't be. Apparently, you suck at healing. It's a lot of stress.
Cleric is hard, man. I don't know. Like, cleric is hard. Cash, RP.
So for me, for RP, it extends into both personal RP and some stuff that I want to do with our guildies. For personal RP, obviously my character is going to be a ranger again. It's my class, and I'm very much enjoying it. A lot of exploration. I'm really looking forward to the hunting system getting fleshed out a little bit, because that's a big part of my gameplay loop is getting out there and just doing some soloing stuff and catching some skins and selling stuff and just getting out in the world and exploring. So expanding that a little bit into some of the stuff that I want to do with the wardens, which is my branch. We're more of the PvE branch. I would really like to do some light role play stuff with our folks and set some events up where we're really exploring delves and caves and dungeons and finding as much lore as we possibly can, doing some exploration of the world, discovering things that aren't really out there. Like we went out with a few folks during phase 1, and we found that dwarven looking structure that was coming out of the hills on the way to the tropics. It was super cool because there was a lot of speculation. We found a house like way out in the middle of nowhere that was clearly unfinished with a bunch of little NPCs stacked on top of each other. And we're like, ooh, what's this going to be? I love that kind of exploration stuff where, there's things that are out there that are still being developed, on the outskirts. And we want to kind of push the limits a little bit with exploration and see what those things are. And there's definitely ways to turn that into role play. So I'm looking forward to doing some of those things.
So, Sonny, what's your role play plans for your character?
Man, I think that I have kind of given up mentally on a freehold.
Really?
Not the guild freehold, the regular freeholds. So the big thing for role play for me is the tavern, right? I want the tavern, and I want to run the tavern. That is like the whole goal. Now, admittedly, this is not, it's not like healthy to put all your eggs in one basket, especially emotionally when it comes to a game where thousands of other people want the same thing as you. So this is not a great plan. All right. I get it. But ultimately, I want to just be able to be in the tavern. I want to be able to run the tavern. I want to have the tavern games. Is a huge thing for me. I can't wait to see tavern games. And I hope they're like, I'm not asking for like a ton of depth on this stuff, but just maybe like a little bit more depth than like just a slider where you have to click a button in the middle. But even that I would take if it was something that I could gamble on. And just to have that kind of fun, to be able to run the tavern, that is really, really, really what I'm excited about. So I look forward to that, and we'll see. Mayor's not really role play, but the tavern thing definitely is. Guild freehold. That's what we're going to get at tavern, answer. Hopefully.
That's a good answer. Actually, from you, not that I didn't expect a good answer from you, but I think that fits your gameplay very, very closely. And I accept that answer. Well, Jebs, we can move on.
Okay. Good answer. 100 points.
Great.
All right. Nezzer asked, is it Nazir? Is it?
Oh God, are we going to do this with
every name now from now on?
Roll
all right, fine.
Let's think about weird ways to pronounce this one.
Is it Azray High?
Nezayar.
High. Okay.
Is it Azray High? Poor Az.
Oh, this is from Nez. All right. He asks, how should the weapon skill trees be handled? Currently, it is very homogeneous. All melee is the same. All ranged weapons are the same skill trees. What did I do?
He meant homogenous. We'll move on.
Son of
Truly
a-
meant that. Homogeneous is okay too.
There's a lot of vowels in there, all right? Like, leave him alone.
you. All right. Let's see. All ranged weapons are the same skill trees. I can't finish it. We need more flavor. I don't want a one-handed mace to play identical to a scepter. All right.
I think he's right. I don't think we do want a one-handed mace to play identical to a scepter. I think the weapon skill trees are cool. I mean, the fact is that we have like a lot of trees. When I first got into this game in phase 1, I opened a window and it had all of this stuff for my character. But then I'm like looking at the top, I'm like, why won't this little number go away? It still says like I have to do something. And then I looked over to another tab and there's like another skill tree. It's like this one's for your character. And I'm like, okay, but it's not filling the thing. Like I have points. It's like, oh no, you got to go to the other one. But that one's also for your character. It's just a different thing for your character. And I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, what's this one now? There are trees on trees on trees, and they're all pretty deep, and they're only going to get deeper. So that's pretty cool. You know, we've always wanted this old school MMO, and what we're getting is old school MMO type of stuff where you have this depth through options. So yes, right now it does look like a lot of the melee is kind of the same. I anticipate that will continue to evolve. And hopefully it continues to evolve with those kind of skill trees. Now, I don't know if what you're saying is that you don't like the animations on it, like the actual mechanics of the way that your character is attacking. If that's the case, I don't know how much that's going to change. Hopefully a little bit. But like the complexity of the stuff will definitely keep evolving. Cash, what do you think about that?
I agree 100%. They've actually already talked about it. That is going to be something that's going to be evolved over time. And I will say this, as a ranged character, especially when I'm soloing, or especially like if I pull aggro on something, a group, and it closes on me, then I'm usually switching to my one-handed sword, which is what I used in phase 1. And it actually does pretty decent damage. Are the animations, super awesome? Or I like the one that I have, but as that evolves, I would love to have that evolve faster, a little bit faster, so that we could see kind of what some of those secondary weapon skills are going to look like. I really love in certain games how you can start at range, especially as a range character. I usually play one. You start at range, and then when that mob closes the distance, then you can swap weapons, and you have a myriad of skills to use when that happens. I love that. And I know that that's what's going to happen with Ashes. So I think it's just it's a game of patience. Just wait it out. Like, those things are going to change. They are going to be fleshed out, and they're going to look different. But yeah, I also would like to see them change sooner than later, but I'm also a pretty patient dude. So see where we land.
JB?
Yeah, I would like to see, I love the skill trees. I love the depth. I think that's something that I look forward to seeing when it's completely fleshed out at a release date, from Ashes of Creation. Bringing back, like you guys kind of already said, that, the old school gameplay, the old school mindset. And one thing I agree with Nez's statement. I think I would love to see uniqueness to each skill tree per weapon. You know what I mean? Like, really make your player base have those tough decisions, make those tough calls for what they want, either A or B, because A has something that B doesn't have, but B does this that A doesn't. You know what I mean? So just put your players in that kind of predicament. So yeah, I agree with Nez 100%.
Okay, I think this is going to be the last question of the night for the Live from Happy Hour. By the way, I say this all the time, and you guys know it to be true. These are my favorite shows. The Live from Happy Hour shows are my absolute favorite shows. They are brought to us by the patrons in our Happy Hour channel. If you are a member of any level of the Patreon, then you can join the Happy Hour Discord channel. And so we do once a month, we do these shows. We don't even have this as like a feature, do we? We should definitely include it, because now it's like, it's become one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
By the way, I wrote my first free Patreon article this morning, just like my thoughts on early Ashes economy. It was fun.
Nice.
It was good. Yeah. Okay. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Here we go. This is a big one. Sorry, you got your finger up, Cash. You want to say something?
No, I was agreeing with you.
Oh, you were agreeing. Okay.
Yeah. Like.
Do you want to raise your hand the next time you agree with me to confuse me maybe just a little bit more?
No, I haven't.
Is that possible?
I have another gesture in mind.
Maybe you could open your mouth and take a deep breath.
Lean into the mic and open my mouth.
Those are called podcasting cues. Okay, here we go. Cash, I'll go to you first since you clearly want to speak. What is your favorite feature coming out on the 20th?
Rogue.
Favorite feature.
Oh, coming out on the 20th? Oh, crap.
You are a professional. You are doing it wrong.
Okay.
Try again.
I clearly got that one wrong. I don't know. I got to look at the list again. What else?
You can't think of anything new that's coming out on the 20th?
Well, one server. That sounds fun.
That was new. That may not be your favorite.
That's clearly
thing.
new.
Okay, here we go. New zones.
Yeah. We
New
got
nodes.
the desert. Yes, we got the new nodes.
Dwarves.
Yeah, don't care about that.
Player stalls. Don't care about the dwarves? Have you tried playing a dwarf?
No, I've seen them. I've had
Oh my God.
zero playtime this week on these tests. So, but I have seen plenty of screenshots of the dwarves, and they look fan-freaking-tastic.
They truffle shuffle when we run.
What else? I think that's really it as far as actual new things coming. Does Chad know anything else
Okay.
that I'm not remembering here?
Yeah, there's a massive list. I'm gonna just say freeholds. I really would
Freeholds.
like to. I'd like to run by a freehold and just look. And one of the things I was able to do this week on my drive home in traffic was pop in a Discord while others were playing and just kind of shoot the breeze with them and listen to their experiences and just kind of be a fly on the wall. And I think it was Chaffee hit me up while I was driving, and he said, "Hey, remember that right outside of Nuela, there was a new tent that we saw with an NPC there, and we thought it was going to be like a quest hub." And he said that's a freehold now. And that interests me because I want to see, hey, can I even walk into somebody else's freehold and check stuff out? There's a lot of things with the freehold that we haven't seen. So I'm really looking to see that. So that's probably the biggest thing that's going to be released tomorrow that I'm looking forward to seeing.
And that's player stalls for me. I think this one was pretty obvious. Player stalls huge because now we don't have to sell stuff to vendors. And this is the beginning of an economy. This is like when they discovered that instead of just trading fish for cats, you could be like, what about this coin? I understand this is an abstract concept, but I'm going to give you this coin, which you can't eat or use in any way, shape, or form, and you give me that cat. But this coin, because you don't want my fish, you can use this coin to buy other stuff. And people are like, I like what you're doing here, buddy. So
Picking up what you're putting down.
This is player stalls for me. This is player stalls. So I'm excited about player stalls. JB?
I feel like I went, but now I don't know that I went. Player stalls. Easily player stalls. Without a doubt. That's something I'm looking forward to for myself, for my personal gameplay loop at some point during release. And I look forward to testing it and giving feedback on it. Gentlemen, we have a bonus question. Just came in. Hot off the press. All right. Hot off the press. And this is coming to us from Mr. Pleinendorf himself. And he asks, hey guys, sorry if this is a giant swerve. Spoiler, it's not. But after the close of Phase 1, what would you say the central narrative tension is in the Riverlands? And it looked like he prefaced this by saying, from the NPC story, not the stuff that happens in the server. What would you say the central narrative tension is in the Riverlands?
So I think there's several, but if we're looking at central, I would probably say the absolute abomination coming out of Carfin, because I mean, you figure you look at the Highwaymen, they're a problem. You look at Oakenbane with the goblins, they're a freaking problem. Everything else, for the most part, is, and besides the Citadel, but everything else I'm gonna switch that. I am gonna switch that. But everything else, for the most part, is mobs that are just out there that are like messing with your stuff. Okay. So I am going to immediately pivot, since this was a question that I didn't have time to prepare for. I'm going to pivot and say the biggest issue that's going on is probably what's happening at the Citadel, not necessarily Carfin, because there's a freaking dragon right outside of the Citadel. So I would probably say what's going on with the infiltration of the Citadel and the ensuing dragon threat.
I'm gonna go with ravens. I don't
Which
think
ones?
I've ever.
The ones with the little target on them?
I don't think I've ever hated birds more than playing this game. I can run away from bears and minotaurs and anything, but birds just own me.
Can't run away from wolves.
You can't. The birds are the worst. The
Or
birds are the
mimics.
absolute worst.
Or mimics. Yeah.
Can I change my answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, ravens. The central tension in the Riverlands is ravens and their bloodthirst towards me, specifically humans. These human devouring ravens. No, okay, so I'm gonna say like the part that gets me from a lore perspective is like when I run into these burned out caravans just in the wild, right? When I see these kind of things that just exist out there, and I want to see more of this actually from Intrepid, is these little things that you run into, like that house in the middle of nowhere. Like, why is this house here? You know, and sometimes you run into like a burned out caravan or other stuff like that, and you're looking around, and I just have like all of these emotions at the same time. I'm like, is this a trap? Is there people around here? Is this a player created thing? Should there be NPCs? And then I like get closer and closer, and I'm like, is there a clue here? Like, is somebody die here? Is this a quest? Like, what's going on? I have all of these experiences like all at once, and that is something I think they should lean into, because it's happening naturally just by you putting something that shouldn't be there. And so I want to see Intrepid do more of that. But those are the kind of things where like that central tension is that this place is kind of jacked up. there's problems in the Riverlands, and there's a lot of crime. There's a lot of like weird animals and stuff that are just overly aggressive. Like, it is not a pleasant place. And I want to know more about like why that is the case.
Planendorf, if you guys don't make that house out in the middle of nowhere bomb Tombadil's house, I'm going to be pissed.
Tombadil?
Yes.
Gotta be bomb Tombadil's.
Yes. Oh, and he has a giant pet spider. You get that?
Yeah,
Easter egg.
Named B-Schlob.
B-Schlub.
We've derailed.
Girlfriend.
Yes.
Brownsberry.
Yes. All right. So
This show is sponsored by Michter's.
all right. I think. Oh, I love Ace's Dang. How'd you know? All right. I think for me, and I wish I could remember what the NPC says, but I'm noticing some NPCs kind of popping up, and they were referencing us as like the not godkin or sunkin or something, but it's like because we come from the not the others. Oh my gosh, I'm having a moment. In the world, help me out here. Who created us, guys? It's not the others.
The ancients.
Ancients. Thank you. Yes.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Thank you.
LoreForged guy.
LoreForged.
He's pissed. Look at him.
All right, LoreForged. So for me, I think it has something to do with, and when he says it, he alludes to a certain like faction that he's a part of, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I need to go back to that house. It's at a random house that wasn't even fully textured yet, but it's something regarding this faction that he's a part of, and I'm kind of going to incorporate as well. Chaffee from chat says he thinks it has something to do with the corruption that's starting to pop up randomly and more in the world. So I'm going to kind of combine both of those and go out on a limb and say somehow that relates. Also, the random temple that's way southwest of the map. And you can get up there if you
oh yeah.
kind of parkour your way up there. I think that could play a role somehow, some way. You know, there's no path to get up there yet, but it was all of a sudden and it was random. Like, is this just a random building or is there something to it? I think there's something to it.
There's hidden gems in here already, and I just don't know what they are. Like, I don't understand kind of what's going on. The Riverlands is like a weird feeling though, right? It reminds me of a starting zone where like everything's great and everything, and then you look and the animals are all like looking at you and you're like, whoa, suddenly got a little weird around here. I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable. Like, why aren't they blinking? They're just staring at me.
Oh, all right, gentlemen. Well, this was LoreForged, the podcast for Ashes of Creation. If you enjoyed your time here, let us know how we're doing, whether it's a comment or a like or a share or on YouTube or maybe a podcast app of choice where you leave us your reviews. It certainly does help the algorithm and does help us, and we certainly do appreciate it. You can always call us 516-875-1776. You can always email us as well at loreforgedhq@gmail.com. Suni.
Go to the website at loreforged.com to find a link to all of our links for Ashes of Creation content, including YouTube. YouTube, where we have drink recipes
Videos
that will get you drunk.
Yes, we do.
It's the only way to describe the most recent Varen Chef video, which teaches you how to make root beer moonshine, and it is spectacular. I really, really should get on that this weekend. That would be fantastic to do. I don't know if it's gluten-free or not. I gotta think so, right?
Oh, it's definitely not gluten-free. It's loaded with sugar, but it is.
That's gluten is wheat, so keep trying. But
well, I mean, we say gluten-free.
Well,
yeah,
actually,
you're right.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
I don't know. Is there gluten in root beer?
I don't think
I want to
so.
say yes. Let's go to the Googs.
Go to the Googs and figure out if there's gluten in root beer. That's why people come here to LoreForged for your gluten dietary advice.
Most commercially available root beers are gluten-free. They typically contain ingredients such as carbonated water, sugar, and flavorings that do not contain gluten.
And I'm pretty sure the 180 proof alcohol that Cash put in that thing is probably also just short of like kerosene. So that's gluten free. We should be fine
it's
there.
gluten free, but the sugar will still give you diabetes.
The sugar will give you the diabetes.
It's not.
Be careful.
It's not diabetes free.
It's not diabetes. You might need a shot of insulin after you have.
We're gonna go into a quick coma afterwards.
You guys, it's the holidays. You gotta enjoy yourself. Have a damn cheat day. It's awesome. Try
Katie
it.
says it'll just burn the gluten right out of you.
Yep. There you go.
All right. Twitch.tv/LoreForgedHQ is where we do this. You might see me attempt to stream tomorrow's shenanigans. I don't know. It might be just fun to just turn it on for the first hour and see how many times my computer crashes. Oh boy. And then finally, Patreon. I want to thank the patrons for this particular show. We do it once a month. It is the Live from Happy Hour show, which you just listened to, and it was fantastic. We love our patrons very much. We have two tiers right now. We have the Tavern Regulars and the Barbacks. We just released one of the bonuses for the second level Barback, which is the C3. We went to deployment model 1.3 in the C3, which is our economic videos. So everything. Oh my God. Night Possum. Really with this one? Roses are red, violets are blue. No root beer for you because you're type 2. Jesus.
Night Possum is full of quips.
Good Lord. There's like a Dante had a whole special circle for him. You got a whole level for yourself there, Night Possum.
Yeah,
Dante's
Craig from
Inferno.
HR. Craig from HR is going to be visiting you, Night Possum. We're going to have a little
I
sit
love
down.
it.
Oh, goodness.
I'm just kidding. You're awesome.
Cash, would you like to finish this off for us?
What? Okay. Friends, follow us on X, follow us on Instagram, both at LoreForged HQ, and don't forget to join our Discord community. We're having some fun there. We still have some slots in our guild. If you're interested in coming to play with us, you can do that by clicking on our join our Discord link and hitting the application that says "or the guild." We also would like to welcome in Bunko Town, Litz Envoy, Ender, Beltine, Rainlight, and that's it. That's it for the week. We've had a slow week with people coming in, and that's okay. It's Christmas, friends. I do want to end with this. Yeah, we had a big grenade dropped underneath all of our chairs tonight with one server, but y'all roll with it. I think we're going to be just fine. I think it's going to be a great phase 2. I think we're really going to enjoy it all together. Get in there with friends. If you don't have friends and you're playing the game by yourself and you're looking for a community, then you're always welcome to come and apply for our community. But we are filling up. There is going to be a time where we're going to have to close down our recruitment, which we don't really advertise for. We just kind of hope you guys tell your friends and people enjoy the things that we're doing in content creation and they show up. So yeah, let's roll with it, friends. It's gonna be fun tomorrow.
It's an excellent point. You know, we have fun because of the people that we're around, and we're always going to have fun because of that. And frankly, you know, we don't need a lot of tools. And we don't need a lot of stuff to have fun like that. We bring our own fun to the table, and we'll do it tomorrow. It'll be a lot of fun.
Agreed. Agreed. Well, folks, this is about, like I said, 2 things at once. I got to reset. Folks, next week, there will not be an episode as we celebrate Christmas with our families, but we will return the following week. So we hope that you all have a wonderful, wonderful Merry Christmas. We love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of the experiences here, and of course the community. And like they both said, we wish you nothing but the best, and have a great start of phase 2. Let's watch the servers burn together.
Peace, love, and holiday bees.
Peace.
Safe travels, adventures, be merry, and catch them under the mistletoe.